Hey, it's Mark Wahlberg. Welcome to ClickTV.
Welcome to ClickTV.
Well, you're nearing the end of production now. I mean, are you finally finished? Is the game totally done?
Yes, we're finished. We just delivered the master, and so right now we're working on the DLC because we've been asked to create an additional scene.
Exclusive for GameStop.
It's for the special edition. So depending on the countries, I think it differs.
I heard around 30 minutes extra. Are you doing additional DLC as well?
For now, we've decided to do only this first DLC. We've not decided on any further content.
Well, you did. I know there was DLC planned for Heavy Rain, which didn't quite work out. Does that make you kind of reticent at all, or are you just not talking about DLC?
Well, actually, we did one that released post. But then, it's always a difficult choice. The difficulty with the kinds of games that we're doing is that nothing's simple, nothing's easy, and everything requires quite a lot of work. And so, at one point after Heavy Rain, the question was, are we creating more DLC for Heavy Rain, or do we jump onto the next project, which was Beyond? And we decided to work on Beyond instead of focusing on the DLC. But we have now bigger means and a larger team, so we could probably do both, work on our next game and create some additional scenes.
Well, is it strange to come to the end of a production cycle? You've been on this game for about 3 years. Is it weird to put it in front of the public now in about a month?
It is both. We're both relieved and stressed, I guess. Relieved because it's been yet again a tremendous effort. We've quite a large team of roughly 170 people work for 3 years on this game, so it's a big endeavor. But also anxious because now we're going to give out our baby, and we're anxiously awaiting the reaction from both the press and the gamers.
For a game that's so focused on story, is it a hard decision for you to decide how much you're going to reveal then in trailers as well? Because obviously it's such a long game, you can only show a small part of it.
Yes, it's always a little bit challenging when you create a story-driven experience. You want to say enough to tell people what you're working on and tease them. On the other hand, you don't want to give away too much because you don't want to spoil the audience. So it's challenging sometimes, and it's but that's the name of the game. We have no other choice.
That's a good thing. Unless you have like an 8-hour trailer, you can't really do it.
I've to argue with David Cage, for instance. He would prefer not to say anything about the game and just release it, which I can understand as the writer and the director. But then marketing needs to would like to show even more scenes than we actually do show. So we have to strike the right balance.
Well, you recently revealed the companion app, and you were talking to us about it earlier. But can you just kind of briefly go through how it works for us now again?
Yes, what we wanted to do with Beyond is enable non-gamers or very casual gamers to enjoy the experience. We had seen on Heavy Rain that a lot of non-gamers were felt appeal for the story, for the themes, but were kind of intimidated by the DualShock controller. And so we tried to find a way to enable them to enjoy the experience, and would give it quite some thought and try to find the right interface for them to interact with the story and with the experience. And after a little bit of thinking, we thought, well, there is a device that everyone, or almost everyone today, has at home. It's a touch device. Is it a phone or a tablet? And so we designed this app that is called Beyond Touch, and which gives it's a simplified gameplay, specifically designed for very casual or non-gamers, and it really gives anyone the possibility to join the game, to enjoy Beyond Two Souls.
And it's really about just increasing accessibility. But do you think there's a danger of making the game, I suppose, too easy then for gamers?
I don't think it's making the game too easy for gamers, simply because we haven't changed the initial design of the game, which was specifically designed for the gamers. And so as a gamer, you're going to experience the game with your DualShock as you would do for any other games, and there is a specific difficulty level. For non-gamers, we have simplified everything and created a level of difficulty that is suitable for non-gamers.
And the level of difficulty of the game, I suppose, is kind of interesting, because you can't conventionally die or fail in the way that I suppose you could in Heavy Rain. Is that very challenging for you to make a game that has a difficulty level but you can't actually fail at?
Yeah, it is a challenge, but we found ways, I think, to give sufficient challenge, sufficient difficulty for the gamers who want to be challenged, and no difficulty at all to the casual gamers, for those who are actually only there for the story.
I did have one question from our guys on Facebook asking whether Kara would feature in Beyond at all in any capacity, or the actress in the way you did for Heavy Rain.
In Beyond, no. In future projects, why not? I mean, Valerie Curry is a fantastic actress, and we enjoyed very much working with her. Yeah, the character of Kara is also very compelling, I think. So this is something we're thinking about.
And finally, what are you most looking forward to gamers experiencing when they get their hands on Beyond Two Souls?
I think what I look forward to the most is probably seeing what the interactions are going to be afterwards, how people, what the different endings they are going to experience, the different paths, and for people to discuss, the kind of, I think the Americans call it the water cooler effect, discussing the experience afterwards. Yeah, that's very interesting. It was fascinating on Heavy Rain, and I can't wait to see the reaction and people discussing their playthroughs on Beyond. Thank you.